Hello everyone, it's Jamarl Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. Hopefully the issues are fixed. I was having encoder issues. It was causing lags. And the thing apparently was saying stuff was overloaded. So I'm hoping this fixes it. My signal seems strong in my videos. I don't think it's lagging. So great. Signal health is great. So let's get this ship rolling. First, if you enjoy the content, you find yourself coming back here often, please consider supporting the content through Patreon. Even my wife likes to say even $1 helps. Even $1 helps. I have a patron appreciation show every Friday, in which case there'll be specific content for the patrons themselves. Not to mention, you can get in contact with me easily. To be fair, you can get in contact with me easily anyway. Nevertheless. So, Nancy Pelosi, you know, she was leader at one point. She is leader of the Democrats now in a minority. Nancy Pelosi has her eye on what the Democrats are going to focus on if they win the House of Representatives, this body of the United States government. She knows what she wants to focus on. She knows what's important. Trump's taxes. Trump's taxes. The thing that the Democratic Party, that the House of Representatives, that body that they have, if they're going to use to punch the president in the face with, the thing that they're going to focus on are his taxes, Trump's taxes. You have thousands of human beings in this country, thousands, literally thousands of human beings dying because of lack of health care. You have some who, even though they have health care, is stuck in situations where they make a determination between medicine and food. You have others who are buried with college debt, meaning for the temerity of getting an education. You want this degree? You want something that will give you a better life? You want to enrich yourself intellectually. Pay me! Pay me! This monstrous, exploitative relationship where kids who are 17 years old is being confronted with a loan that they're going to have to pay back for the rest of their life. You choose a plantation, but you're going to work on that plantation all the same. But hey, $100 million Nancy Pelosi, she knows what she needs to focus on. She knows what she needs to focus on. Trump's taxes. Let's look at the story from the Hill. When I hear people tell me this thing of you shouldn't vote for third parties and all this other stuff, it's nonsense. She's talking about his taxes. Who prosecutes the case for for other people who don't care about his taxes? When that guy from the corporate media went to ask those kids, why don't you vote? And those kids was like, what's the point? And he's like, you aren't interested in the Russia stuff? It's like, fuck no. Why am I interested in that? I'm in an exploitative relationship where they're gouging me. And they're going to gouge me for the rest of my life, maybe. For what my forefathers allowed them to do. Other countries handle this. Do you realize that there are people on this planet who get up in the morning without a care in the world for medical bills and without a care in the world for college debt? That makes them better human beings, not worse. In the same way where you have electricity, where you can walk into a house, there are other things that you can do. There was a time when people didn't have electricity. There was a time when people had to go by horse and buggy, where there was a man in the elevator that put it. Our advancements in technology make us better human beings. In the same way, our civic advancements, this thing of coming together as a collective and saying, yes, as an organization, we can organize ourselves to do better things. And one of those better things is emergent quality. It's supporting each other from the standpoint of healthcare. If you are a human being and you are born in this country, congratulations, your birthright, because we're such better fucking human beings, is healthcare. If you want to call that exceptionalism, call it whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, it is a moral choice, yes. And I know I use morality in this context, but I use it in the context of human beings and us looking at each other of, I don't want that person to die without health care. I don't want that person dying a day sooner than they have to die just because they didn't have access to health care. This idea that health care is going to be rationed is nonsense. Your health care is already rationed because you make certain choices about what you want to do based upon the amount of money that you can spend. It's a fucking moral choice. But Nancy Pelosi, the thing that she wants to talk about is Trump's taxes. It's Trump's taxes. These people are goddamn pathetic. They're utterly pathetic and useless in regards to anybody that wants to get anything real accomplished. Completely and entirely useless. Trump's tax returns, one of the first things we do if Democrats win the House. That's great, Nancy. That's great. That's completely great. That's exactly what needs to take place. Let's see. Will this work? Let's bring the scene back to here for a moment. Oh, I can't do both. In changing the settings, I've changed other things that I didn't necessarily want to change. Oh, maybe I didn't. I'm sorry. I thought I had this part worked out, and maybe I didn't. There we are. Okay, maybe that's not where we are. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. There we are. While I read the article, Nancy Pelosi doesn't have a care in the world. But there are a lot of other Americans that do. And the idea that the party, supposedly the left-leaning party, that's supposed to actually deal with those cares, doesn't. It's problematic. It's profoundly problematic. Sam Cedar would get on this show and say, vote Democrat. I don't know if he said vote blue no matter who, because I don't watch Sam Cedar's show like that. But the idea that he would browbeat other human beings because they didn't vote for this despicable party, yeah, that's problematic to me. If you want to get anything real accomplished, it won't take place through this party in the way that this party is currently organized. The most important thing on Nancy Pelosi's $100 million Nancy Pelosi mind is Trump's taxes. House Minority Senator Nancy Pelosi on Wednesday said that if Democrats win back the House in November midterms, they will demand that the president hand over his taxes. Pelosi told the San Francisco Chronicle's editorial board that forcing Trump to release his tax returns is one of the first things we do if Democrats control the lower chamber. That's the easiest thing in the world. That's nothing, she said. Democrats have pledged previously to get their hands on Trump's tax returns if they gain control of the House, and Minority Whip Steny Hoyer arguing that the public deserves to know whether or not the Trump is serving in the interest of the public or his own. That I actually agree with. I do agree with that. Trump's business holdings include stakes in more than 500 separate businesses spanning the globe according to previous financial disclosure. Now, the thing is, I'm not against the Democratic Party trying to get their hands on Trump's tax returns. The New York Times has just ran a story saying that Trump has flamboyant criminal activity throughout the course of his life that helps him to amass the amount of money that he has stuffed away in the bank. So it is not necessarily insane for the House to say, we want your tax return, seeing as that article came out saying that you were essentially a criminal. Fair enough. My issue here is it being the top of the list. There's so many other things that people are dealing with in the course of their life. And the idea that you're asked that question and the thing that you come out with is tax returns. Who we are is completely determined by who the opposition is, as opposed to being a thing unto ourselves. If you ask Bernie Sanders what would be on the top of his list, what would Bernie Sanders say? Do you think he'd say his tax returns, or do you think he'd go into his stump speech about healthcare and all this other stuff? He'd go into the stump speech. I'm just making a point that there are real human beings who are having difficulties in this particular society. And the release valve on the capitalistic system that was supposed to exist was supposed to be the Democratic Party. And as we stand currently, it does not. At the very least, it does not serve that function. $100 million Nancy Pelosi wants to get her hands on Trump's tax returns. Top of her list. Good to know. All right, guys. If you enjoy the content, please feel free to share, like, subscribe. You can always support through Patreon. Thanks all. Well, let me make sure people are here. Still poor internet health. All right. Anyone failing to address the utter failure of the Democrats are completely okay with the lesser of the evil. Yes. Agreed. Agreed. Every time a Democrat refuses to fight, 1,000 new fascists are born. Yes, the failure of the left is the rise of the right. Yes, agreed. But she wears a rainbow bracelet. If you don't vote for her, you must hate LGBT. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious because it's so true. It's so true. It's so true. They would use that. That's funny. All right. I'm going to end this. I want to keep this one quick because there's not a lot of meat on this bone, but it is somewhat this kind of, you know, who prosecutes the case of the individuals that don't care about Trump's tax returns, but at the same token want a better fucking world? Apparently nobody. Apparently nobody. I'll leave it here. Thanks all.